Hello everyone. Um, this is my project interlude. She is a 65-foot custom Carolina Sportfish, and this is my Pecha Kucha presentation. The use case for this boat, the client is Tim Clark Sr., my father, who's an avid sport fisherman and is wanting his own custom Carolina Sportfish. And with my knowledge in yacht design, I was able to come up with a goal to create a vessel that excels in marlin and meatfish tournaments, offering superior performance, comfort, and functionality. So first we're going to start out with our sketches. I took inspiration from Jarrett Bay styling, but wanted to have my own special features in the hull design, such as reverse planing. This drawing shows a full marlin tower, but decided to go with a sleeker design with no tower. And I decided to go with a rounded engine vent instead of a sharp angled engine vent that normally Jarrett Bay uses in their boats. This is my general arrangement for my flybridge. My dad wanted to have a family-friendly flybridge with a full seating helm despite it being built for just tournament fishing aspects. See, it's got its horseshoe wraparound seating facing towards the helm, but you're also able to talk across with other people while you're seating. This is my final project, parametric study. I look for Jarrett bays that displaced around 100,000 pounds. Each boat has around 4,000 horsepower, the lowest being 3,600 and the highest being 4,800. All of these draft around 5.5 to 6 feet. These are all the boats that are within the footage range parametric study. This is our first lines plans drawing, and this is when I still had my reverse planing feature. She has a prismatic coefficient of 0.719 and a dead rise angle of 17 degrees. As you can see, there is a fat chunk taken out of the aft section where the blue arrow is pointing. The hydrostatics for this boat are as follows. The hull weight itself was 80,977 pounds, and the length to beam ratio was 3.137, and the displacement of the ring was 178.964. Like I said, the prismatic coefficient was 0.719 and it drafted about 5.6 feet. This is my visibility study. Typical Sportfish design boats have terrible visibility, but this boat has exceptional visibility because I raised the cabin roof by a foot, but I had to lower the flybridge top to still make it look proportional. So, give or take, as y'all all know. This is my tank arrangement. She's got 5 total tanks. 2 fuel, 1 gray, 1 black, 1 fresh. Freshwater tank in the green outline is 300 gallons. The blackwater tank, 50 gallons. Gray, 50 gallons. And the fuel is 2,000 gallons total. This is my ventilation. The scoop in the mezzanine to force the good air in and the bad fumes out was the big thing I was tasked with from Jarrett Bay. And on the hull side, you got your louvered engine vent to give the engine room enough air for it to breathe. These are my ISO calculations. Wood boat with glass over top, so I had to calculate that. And some bulkheads required extra stiffness, so I added carbon fiber to the material to meet the strength requirements. On the bottom left, you got all your stringers, your bulkheads, your longitudinal supports, etc. Intro into the 3D model. I try to keep this model as clean as possible, but with the use of immense amounts of flare and tumble home, it's difficult to keep the surfaces fair and joined properly. So I will say that was a con to this type of project, but I'm going to have to deal with it the rest of my life. So I'm just going to have to get used to it. This is my flybridge arrangement. I opted for the forward helm station seating, and it also has the facing aft facing seating. And I went with traditional ladder back helm seats. So you got your center line helm seat and you got your co-pilot helm seat. This is my cockpit arrangement. It features a Release Marine 10-to-1 rocket launcher And I went with cherry wood decking and cleats on the other end of the hose pipes, and a massive live well in the center. So now we got the mezzanine arrangement. On the left, we have our aft-facing seating with cup holders, and that can seat up to 3 people. And on the right, we have our washdown station that's connected to the flybridge ladder leading up to the flybridge. This is my salon arrangement, saloon, whatever you want to call it. On the left, you got a L-shaped sofa and a massive media center / bookshelves with a recessed 70-inch TV. On the right, we got my galley with cooktop and sink with a bar stool area that's aft facing towards the cockpit. Really untraditional Sportfish styling in the saloon, but wanted to feel very home-like. So now we have our main cabin and bunks. On the left, we have our standard bunk. Those have twin-size mattresses. On the right, we have our main cabin with hanging closet on either side of the cabin, and that's got a queen-size mattress. This boat is obviously geared more towards fishing and not sleeping. So with the renderings, I went with a black hull color because I wanted it to feel very sleek and low profile, and not too many people do that for Sportfish boats just because it's a pain to clean. I used cherry wood for all my accents to make it pop, but just the darker hull color. Now let's get into what went well and what didn't go well. Mezzanine event was definitely my highlight of this project, being that I was tasked by the company I work for to fix the situation, and the reverse planning did not go well according to CFD, but I feel like in a propulsive run it would be different, but didn't have time to do that yet, so that's how that went. Well, come to an end. There's a lot of trial and error with this project, and a lot of things that happen in the middle of it, but I'm just glad to be done with it, and it's only onward and upward from here. Sounds corny, but it's true. Thank you.